Most people usually join metal using a welding machine. But what if you don't have one? It might seem impossible to connect metal without welding equipment. But don't worry. In this video, I'll show you how to join metal without using a welding machine, just by using simple materials that are easy to find. The first step is to sand the surfaces of the metal pieces that will be joined. This process helps create a slightly rough texture, allowing for better adhesion and a much stronger final bond. Which country are you watching this video from? Let me know in the comments. It's amazing to see how we can connect with each other from all around the world. Your support truly means a lot to this channel. In addition to creating a rougher surface, sanding also helps remove rust and corrosion from the metal that will be joined. A clean surface significantly improves bonding strength. Repeat the sanding process on the second metal piece as well. Make sure both surfaces are completely clean and properly textured. This step is the key to successfully joining two pieces of metal without a welding machine. The better the surface preparation, the stronger and more durable the final result will be. I only sanded half of each metal bar. The sanded sections are the parts that will be joined together. Once the sanding process is complete, the next step is to prepare the material that will be used to connect these two pieces of metal. Prepare an empty container with a lid. Next, get some cement. I'm using Portland cement because it's easy to find at local hardware stores. Then, prepare one more ingredient that you can easily find in your kitchen: baking soda powder. With these two simple ingredients, I'm going to create a mixture that might surprise you. It's a combination that not many people know about, yet it can be incredibly useful, especially if you enjoy fixing things at home, including joining metal for small DIY projects. And the process is very simple. Use the empty container you prepared earlier, then add baking soda and cement in a 1-to-1 ratio. Then, mix the two materials thoroughly until they are completely blended. As you stir, you may notice that the baking soda seems to disappear as the mixture turns gray and blends with the cement. But this is not magic. What actually happens is that the lighter baking soda particles become evenly distributed and visually absorbed among the darker cement particles, making the mixture appear uniform. Proper mixing is crucial, as it directly affects the consistency and final strength of the compound. Make sure there are no clumps and that the powders are fully combined before moving on to the next step. Once the two materials are completely blended and fully combined, it's time to put them to use. To make the joining process easier and more stable, you can add tape to the ends of the metal pieces. Its purpose is to hold the metal in place and prevent movement during the bonding process. Here, I'm using paper-based tape, which does not need to be removed later as it can integrate into the process. This is different from plastic-based tape, which would need to be removed afterward. For that reason, I recommend using paper tape to make the process more practical and efficient. Once everything is properly aligned, we can move on to the joining stage. For the base, I'm using a steel plate and adding a layer of plastic on top. This helps prevent the powder from spilling and keeps the workspace clean and controlled. After the setup is ready, carefully sprinkle the mixture into the gap between the two metal pieces. Do this slowly and make sure all the spaces are evenly filled to achieve a stronger and more secure bond. Don't hesitate to gently press down on the powder to ensure it fully fills every gap between the two metal pieces. This step is crucial to make sure no empty spaces are left behind. The more compact and evenly distributed the mixture is, the stronger and more reliable the final bond will be. Once all the gaps are filled with the powder, it's time to add the key ingredient that will complete this bonding process: superglue. Slowly pour the superglue over the powder that has been placed between the two metal pieces. Make sure the liquid fully penetrates and saturates the mixture evenly. When cement and baking soda come into contact with superglue, a rapid polymerization reaction occurs. Baking soda acts as an accelerator, significantly speeding up the curing process of the glue, while the cement adds structure and bulk to the bond. This reaction generates heat and causes the mixture to harden within seconds, forming a solid and rigid layer between the two metal surfaces. Repeat the same process on the opposite side. Sprinkle the powder into the gap between the metal pieces until it is evenly filled, then slowly apply the super glue directly over the powder. Make sure the liquid fully penetrates the mixture so the reaction can occur properly. Keep in mind, this process happens very quickly. As soon as the super glue comes into contact with the powder, it hardens almost instantly and locks the metal in place. That's why you must ensure the pieces are correctly aligned before applying the glue. Use this technique carefully and with full control. Within seconds, the mixture transforms into a rigid layer, creating a solid bond, without the need for a welding machine. For maximum strength, you can repeat the layering process twice. After the first layer has hardened, sprinkle another layer of the powder mixture over the joint, making sure it fully covers the bonded area. Then slowly apply the super glue again, allowing it to thoroughly penetrate the second layer. This double layer technique creates a thicker, denser, and significantly stronger structure. The second layer acts as reinforcement, enhancing the durability and overall rigidity of the joint. With this double application method, the final result becomes more solid, more durable, and much closer to a permanent bond for small-scale projects. Once the bonding process is complete and the joint has fully hardened, you can remove any excess powder that was not bonded with the glue. For a cleaner and more refined finish, gently sand the surface of the joint. This step helps smooth out any uneven areas and gives the final result a more polished and professional appearance. With this simple finishing touch, the joint will look cleaner, stronger, and more visually appealing. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, make sure to subscribe now. Join our community because we'll continue sharing many more creative and useful ideas with you. Take a look at the result. It now looks much cleaner and more refined than before. The joint appears solid, compact, and well bonded. And now, it's time for the most anticipated part, testing the strength of this metal joint without using a welding machine. Now, I'm going to try bending this metal. Let's see whether this joint can truly withstand the pressure, or if it will fail. Pay close attention to the bonded area. The result is truly impressive. The metal actually bends, yet the joint remains intact. Now, I'm going to test the other side to see if it performs just as strong. The result is truly impressive. The metal bends, which clearly shows how strong the joint really is. As you can see, there are no cracks at all in the bonded area. The structure remains solid and intact without any visible damage. This proves that this simple method can create a strong and reliable joint for small-scale projects. It's truly an amazing technique,